just the beginning.
The Angel and May Chronicles, Season 2, Episode 5, Reunion.
So, Miss Finch, would you like something a little stronger than that bruiser beer?
What have you got? To be honest, I could murder a whiskey. And look, let's cut the Miss Finch. It sounds like you're a headmistress and I'm the naughty child. Let's stick with Chris.
So, let me see. Oh yes, single malt. Rocky?
Rocky is all hell. Thank you, Gander.
You two want to join us?
Are you sure they are old enough?
Now don't you start. We've had a difficult couple of months.
Miss Kosulik, 4 of 12-year-old Glenn Morangi, Quinta Rubin, on ice.
Chris, if you could see what we've been through, you'd be pouring that whiskey for us.
There you go, ladies. Enjoy your drinks.
Thank you. Say, Ghost, have you met Chris? She was our secretary way back when.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Miss Chris. We must talk about the olden days. I find it so fascinating.
Well, of course, any time.
Welcome to our home. We are so pleased you could make it. Alex and Cheryl were so upset. You should have seen their long faces. It was like a funeral parlor.
Well, I'm sorry I was so unpleasant. It was such a shock. I just couldn't bring myself to believe you. The problem was I couldn't fathom how anyone would know some of the things you mentioned. So, I'm here. You gotta admit it's a crazy story.
Oh, it's crazy, all right. But it's a good thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking.
So, now we are all settled in, and in your own time, of course. Can you please tell your end of this story? We don't want to be too pushy. However, I would point out that these two really need some closure on a whole lot of things, and it would be really valuable to us. We're trying to research who brought these two back from the other side and why.
Okay, so let me see. I take it you know about the gunfight and the shootout in the car park?
Yes, we do. It's what happened immediately after that event that interests us.
Well, I took the emergency funds we had stashed, then I split them with Marie, and we both got out of Dodge City as quickly as possible.
Chris, what happened to Marie? Not knowing anything is killing me.
Oh, Alex, I wish I could tell you exactly where she is now. That's the weird part. She went up to San Fran and we exchanged Christmas cards for a few years, and then they just stopped. That's the last I heard. When I got some funds, which was about 5 years later, I hired this PI and I thought the bad guys might have traced her. There was no evidence of foul play, but he came up with zilch. She just disappeared. Alex, I'm really sorry.
That's okay, Chris. You did your best.
Look, I'm sorry to sound really dense, but who is this Marie?
It's Alex's partner from Earth.
Ah, okay.
So anyway, immediately after the shootout, I decided to leave the US for a few years. I went to Paris, France, went to art school and eked out a living selling art to tourists, learned French of course, and was considering staying there for good. Then I met Malcolm, that was in 34? We decided to do something wild and different and go off-world, so we both signed up for a stint on the new moon colony. We ended up supervising cleaning bots. Doesn't sound glamorous, and it wasn't, but it gave us an idea. You see, the moon dust is a real problem. Keeping the cleaning up to scratch is very important for both man and machine. After a year, we went contract and built up a business. Eventually, we managed to get several contracts for ship cleaning, and we built our own company up from that.
Well, you certainly worked your way up that slippery pole. An amazing story.
rags to riches. Aren't you the third largest independent ship operator?
Well, yes, we are. And it's still growing. We did it, bit by bit, the hard way. The only major setback was when a snake named Stank defrauded us out of a ship contract. We nearly went bankrupt. Malcolm was good with money. He managed to get a covering loan, but that bastard set us back several years. We dug ourselves out of a hole, though. Doing well now.
So, how many ships do you have?
Ooh, let me see. We just got another one, so that makes 25 now. Turnover is over 500 million.
Wow, Chris, you got coin. Put it there, girl.
Alex, that's rude. Chris, we're not at all interested in your money. It's you we wanted to see.
Well, yes, I have. Theoretically, but it's all tied up. I'm not carrying around suitcases of cash, if that's what you think. I do, however, have a small present for you.
Yeah, but sister, you stuck it to the man. Come on, what you got in there? Oh. Oh, it has lights and a terminal interface.
Don't worry, I'll look after it, Chris. Alex would likely drop it and break something. Wouldn't you, Alex?
Hang on there, I thought it was a weapon.
It is a weapon, Alex. Information is the weapon. First rule of war.
I thought the first rule of war was to win.
Well, yes. Well, then it's the second rule of war.
You're always changing the rules on me.
No up-to-date information and you have a good chance of making bad decisions. Bad decisions mean you lose.
Rudy, she gets it. But she usually just wants to shoot something. It's in her DNA.
Yeah, but information is all boring and only oldies like that. Don't forget, we're teenagers. We have hormones and fire running through our blood.
Cheryl, my sympathies. Miss Angel, you just go back to mommy whilst us grown-ups sort out the politics.
Sure. Screw them up more like.
Aw, you guys. I so miss our little banter sessions. I feel like I've come home. Anyway, I'm going to stick it to that motherfucker Stank one way or another. It's not going to be easy, though. I also hear some very troubling rumors.
Oh, what's that?
Cults and black magic. Possibly even human sacrifice.
That brings us nicely to why we're so interested in a meeting with you. The enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that. It sounds like we may have mutual interests, and we want to explore possible collaboration. How much time do you have?
When it comes to giving Stank what for, I have all the time in the world. I do have a few questions of my own, though. I'm curious, what kind of operation are you running here?
Well, it's not really just a pub. That's where the business started, of course. It's like an iceberg. What people don't realize is that this block was one of the original portals used during construction of the habitat. In fact, we own the whole block. This means that we have considerable space below this deck. We go down all the way to the outside skin, and that includes a large utility dock, originally used for loading in the habitat building materials.
Oh wow, how many floors is that?
17 all told. Some are double or triple height units. As I say, it's like an iceberg. Only a small fraction shows at the surface. We also own a couple of businesses around this part of town.
I did some research and it threw up information on a small mercenary unit. It appeared to also be co-located. What's that all about?
I'll let Rudy explain that side of things.
You're correct. We are a small-size combat unit who specialise in technical mercenary combat. We don't really go for the boots-on-the-ground large campaigns, but the more difficult, highly complex operations. That being said, we have grown over the years and there have been some notable campaigns. We have our HQ directly below this room. 2 barracks, male and female, armoury, multiple storerooms for the drones and swarms, 2 command and control suites, server rooms and an officer's mess. We have 4 ships. 2 are troop carriers, plus our heavy tug, and a single fast picket ship, the Indifference to Reason.
Wow. This has to be the best equipped bar in the solar system. That is very interesting and possibly aligns with some of my own strategic thinking. Would it be possible to have a tour?
Of course, always happy to show off our accomplishments.
I don't think this is something that we can or should rush. Slowly and carefully is my motto.
Wow, you have changed.
Well, I'm not that young, attractive, witty, but underpaid secretary I once was. I've learned a few tricks along the way.
Looks like you have. Unfortunately, not all of us learn as we grow older, do we, Alex?
Oh, you guys, I love you. You're definitely just the same as I remember. Let me tell you why I'm in New London. I was planning to set up a couple of exclusive docks for my shipping interests. I'm planning to open a new long-haul route into New London using 4 ships, 2 dedicated to essential luxuries on the outbound leg, and then rare earths and platinum group metals on the return leg. The other 2 ships will run people both in multiple categories, including Sybaritic class. It would allow me to set up a subsidiary office in New London, which I could perhaps staff with some of your recommendations. It would be possible to divert some monies from the legitimate operation to support some surveillance and push back activity on stank interests. That's just the first thought off the top of my head. Let's talk further and workshop some ideas, as it's really important to keep below the stank radar, lest we get our heads cut off. However, first I would really be interested in seeing your facilities, and then perhaps lunch?
But of course, Gander has an excellent menu, which whilst it's not up to the level of your hotel, it's not far off. So if you would care to come this way.
Impressive. Really impressive. And the food's good too. You have managed to build up a significant operation here. And you should be proud of what you've done. To do all this using street kids and runaways is doubly amazing. Something that springs to mind is that perhaps we could sign a contract so that your 2 heavy tug ships, Ghost and Latitude and Fears Generated, plus the picket ship, could be on a retainer. I could use some casual cargo space to do transfers in this region, and it would bring in some regular revenue to your operation.
That definitely sounds interesting.
Look, the first thing is we keep our potential partnership on the down low. Don't want to ring any alarm bells. We keep it very low-key and build up over time.
We don't want the enemy to understand that he is, in fact, fighting on 2 fronts. Okay, let's get upstairs, say our goodbyes, and have a nip to celebrate our new partnership.
So, I think we are agreed then. For the time being, we maintain business as usual. Keep to the routines and show no sign of any change.
Yeah, I agree. I think there is room in one of your bays for an extremely fast picket ship. I would like to preposition it. I will send it here via a non-standard route. It'll be stealth-coded, and it might be good not to inform space traffic control. It will allow us a secret plan B for escape options if we need it. I'll pay to keep it maintained and fueled, but the money transfers will be hidden by a blockchain. We don't want to tip anyone off, right? I'll use the A-causal link to tell you when it has arrived, but it's gonna be about a couple of months as it's busy at the moment.
Yes, no problem. It's a good idea. I always like to have an ace up our sleeve. We do have a secret ship of our own, actually. It's how we keep this operation turning over. The pub would not bring in enough revenue. I'll start a new set of accounts relating to Hedron Finch, ITG. That way, we keep everything straight and a parallel blockchain account for the black stuff. I'll send the details through the box.
Okay then. It's been great meeting with you all, and we'll meet up soon, don't you worry. Oh, I'll start up investigations on Marie again, Alex. You never know, we might dig up something. Now I need to pop out the back way with my darkness cloak. You do have a back door.
This whole place is one big back door. So I recommend you use the tunnel across to the bordello, which we also own. They have a back door which goes down an alley and then out onto Widmanstaten Square. Then it's just a taxi back to the hotel. If anyone sees you, you can say you were sightseeing the rough end of town. It's been great to meet you, really.
Okay, friends, be seeing you. Come on, you two, give me a hug for all time's sake.
Bye, Chris. It's great to see you again.
Chris, looks like you have a bigger gun than me now. Going to miss you.
What are you talking about? You've got your youth and a flechette. What more could you want? Going to miss you too. Bye, guys.
Come in, girls. I have some concerning news.
Great, just what we need.
Okay, so what's up?
So Slim and Maurice are still uptown. They managed to locate Dr. Ellington, but unfortunately the bad guys got there first. She was tortured, strangled, and then shot in her office. They are currently trying to locate a Penny McAllister, who is the nurse that also worked on you too.
Oh, I hope she's okay. She was really nice.
Well, we warned them. So, the bad guys know we recovered and were found alive and kicking. They'll have then activated any local assets. Presumably, they did the wet work.
It does mean we have to further cement your cover. I need you to immediately work with Sophie and get more convincing with the teenager look. Your clothes are slightly too sophisticated. I have her coming up now, and you two are going to go shopping.
Oh, I've been avoiding this for some time.
Well, I think Cheryl has got more into the spirit of things with those hot pants, as I think they are called.
Well, she always was the goody two-shoes.
Kenta, you there?
I'm here, Slim. What's up?
We found that McAllister is off duty. We are proceeding to her home address. What should we do when we get there?
Well, not kill her, of course. See if you can persuade her to come back to the inn. We can hide her here. She'll at least be safe. We don't want more innocents killed. You two are going to have to lay low for a while as well. At least until the uptown cops get fed up of chasing their tails and close the case. I suspect they might think you killed the poor doctor.
Roger that. We will see you within the hour, with or without McAllister.
Look, I really don't like being abducted from my home and brought here by strong-arm tactics.
Beg your pardon, miss. We really didn't want to do it, but it's to protect you. You do understand we discovered that Dr. Ellington was murdered.
Well, so you say. You have pictures, but they could be fabricated. How do I know you're on the level? You both look slightly shifty in those cheap suits.
That bad, huh? Well, that's mighty kind of you, miss. It's taken years for me to practice this cheesy lawyer look. It's not easy on the soul.
Yes, and it's terrible on the eyes. And I certainly don't want to look dodgy, as you call it. My normal look is much more fabulous. Look, as we explained, this issue revolves around those two women you brought out of deep sleep. The people who are going around doing this are working for the same bastards who trapped them on an old scow.
How do you know that they are the killers? The link is tenuous at the best.
Yes, it is, and we are currently doing everything we can to prove what exactly is happening. Most of what we know comes from the victims. They were both private detectives, so they have an understanding of some aspects of the case. Anyway, you can ask them yourself. They're behind you.
What the hell? What are you doing here?
Hi, Penny. How are you going?
Sorry about all this trouble, really. We had nothing to do with any of this. Look, I want to reassure you that you're in the safest place in the whole of New London. You have a small military regiment dedicated to protecting you. And this inn is like a castle. No one is going to get in. The Gander, the owner of this inn, We'll put you up in one of the rooms. And really, it's very comfortable.
I've had 3 sets of CIS stooges interview me after you disappeared. How come you're staying here?
It's a long story, Penny. We'll tell you in a minute, but you need to listen to these guys. They're on the level, okay?
So you're saying that I'm a prisoner here?
No one's saying that. But all they're doing is offering a place for you to hide until this is resolved.
Well, won't the police just think that I might have killed her? Ellington turns up dead and then Penny McAllister disappears. They'll put 2 and 2 together and get 5. You know what they're like.
Yeah, there is that. Nothing dumber than the cops on the hunt. However, there are mitigating circumstances.
What are they?
Well, you're alive and kicking because it's 100% certain that if you go out there, you'll suffer the same fate as Ellington. Plus, we have a whole lot of smart people trying to get all the evidence which we can then turn over to the CIS.
I've seen the pictures and the trauma looks significant. She didn't die a good death.
Well, we're going to do our best to get redress, but it's going to take time. Look, you can keep yourself busy assisting in the infirmary here. You'd be surprised at the facilities in this place. I'm sure Dr. Seaton is great to work with. She's a Celt, too. You can get together and do Celtic stuff. I'm sure Rudy would approve.
Who's Rudy?
Oh, she's the head honcho on the military side here. It's Colonel Martina Rudeski, but everyone calls her Rudy.
Look, as I say, they are a great bunch, really. They may be a little strange on the surface, but the inside's all good. Penny, you might like it more than the general hospital. You never know.
Oh, what about my life? Bills and all the other things. I could just drop everything and then magically appear several months later. The apartment will be repossessed.
Look, we will take care of that. If you give us your keys, we'll go in and put in a proxy link to a terminal at the inn with various cutouts. You can keep paying the bills and keep everything going. We even have an anonymous room here for social media purposes. Rudy will give you a salary if you assist in the RCBS hospital. We can even get a ticket from a friend who owns a space line. It will be as if you have gone to Earth. We fake a holiday. The bad guys will be chasing their tails. Just tell your friends you won a competition and got a free ticket. It was too good an opportunity, so you decided to take unpaid leave for an extended holiday on Earth immediately. Sorry, no time to say goodbye, etc. The 2 ladies you rescued, they will help you, and they are good at lying. They have experience in all this spooky stuff. Look, you need to know I used to work for Earth Central Security, and let me tell you, this is the best option at the moment. So you go out there, and you won't be coming back.
Oh, that's a lot to process. Look, I need a drink. It's been a bad day.
Well, that is something else we can definitely help you with. You know, we have a very interesting barkeep called Ghost. I think you might get on. Our guest is all settled in, Mom, and I think we have the situation under control. Alex and Cheryl were showing her the inn and her room.
Very good, Slim. Well done. You've probably saved that lady's life.
Almost certainly, Mom. Ellington wasn't a pretty picture. Looked like she was tortured before her death.
Well, it shows the nature of whom we are dealing.
Long haul from Earth. Taking out the local operatives will only hold them off for a few months.
You're not worried, are you, Slim?
No, Mom. I'm looking forward to the day. All you need to do is give me a hunting license, and I'll do what I'm trained to do.
Well, okay then. Go get the bastards. Buy us some more time.
Yes, Mom. I'll clean up and get some sleep and make a start tomorrow.
Go get 'em. Now, whilst you're out hunting, we have something of a small contract which I want to investigate. Hope you won't mind if I leave you out of this one.
Of course. I was just wondering if I could perhaps ask Ghost to aid me in my hunting.
She's getting a little carried away with those cocktails, so she needs a distraction. Now off you go, and please throw out that horrible shiny suit. You look like a bloody solicitor.
Well, do you mind if I get a coffee before all that? It's been a busy day so far. Oh, hi Gander. How you going?
I'm good, Slim. Good to see you back in one piece. Thanks for your help.
No problem at all. My pleasure. Well, I guess you'll be heading out to check out in some of the other businesses.
Yes, it's a difficult time. I need to show my face around, just to reassure folks. Okay. Gus, hold the bar. I'm away for a couple of hours.
I've been approached by several contracts for security work on asteroid 375 Ursula. One of these contracts is from the owner's company, and the other's from a group of mining staff. Now, the catalogue says it's a large dark body about 200 kilometres wide, Class XE. We don't know the quality of the ore body, but it must be reasonably good as it supports a large mine.
Isn't Ursula a new development? Roma has it owned by one of Stank's subsidiaries.
Exactly. Now, we need to pick a side, and the monetary values, although in total are similar, the rate of returns and cash flow are very different between the contracts. To summarise, it appears that some of the staff have decided they don't want to work for the mining owners anymore.
I'll just get Chef to rustle up some tea and biscuits, and I'll see you in C&C. Sounds like we can use the hollow tanks.
Yes, but no dropping those crumbs into the tanks. I had to get maintenance to clean the emitters last week.
Well, that's just too bad. We can't plan a campaign without biscuits, can we, boy?
Well, no, ma'am. Biscuits, in my opinion, are pretty much essential. My understanding, ma'am, is that it's a tricky tactical situation. Do you think we might want to involve Mrs. Angel and May?
I don't know at this stage. They're busy upstairs settling McAllister. So I'm not sure how we might go about this operation, or even if we accept it at all. That's the crux of the matter. So I'm going to lay out the arguments for and against, and then we can see what we all think. I say we take a comfort break and then convene in 10 minutes in C&C. I'll get the tanks up and running and preload some data. So if I could just bring the room to order. The subject at hand is the posting of a contract by so-called rebel forces against the mine Fremont Metals Corporation. Their claim is that there are significant unpaid wages and several workers have been killed by poorly maintained equipment. As far as I can tell, the situation came to a head 3 weeks ago. Another worker, father of two, was killed in the crusher bay as he was attempting to clear the grizzly. They've barricaded themselves in one of the new caverns away from the processing plant and have demanded part ownership and a share of the profits. Not unsurprisingly, the owner immediately issued a security contract for the reclamation of said cavern and the break-up of the civil unrest. The independent miners then issued another contract aided by the miners' union and backed by an unknown third party. Both contracts have been issued on the Independent Security Contractors website.
So what exactly are the miners able to offer, ma'am?
Well, it's a relatively small upfront activation fee, followed by a percentage share of the mining output once the situation is resolved. Legally, we're in a grey area because officially Ursula is a free state and this action would be viewed under Geneva Convention's conditions.
It doesn't sound like there would be much left after all these splits. What's in it for us? What exactly are they mining?
Well, from the records, it's an XC-type asteroid, so it's valuable metalloids. Looks like it's iron with 5% copper and a very small amount of the platinum group metals. Of course, lots of ice and a good mix of carbonaceous compounds. On paper, it looks like it sits in the sweet spot. Now, I've asked our little rodent named Nervous at the Interspatial Metalloids Exchange for some forensic analysis of the mine accounts. He said that things look a little skewed. As per usual, we need a physical meeting.
I don't like the sound of an unknown third party. If we take the contract for their side, we might be jerked around like a puppet on a string. What if that support is in fact Stank, who is conducting sabotage of another operator's mine? I agree that top priority is this research. We want to know who the puppet master is.
That's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of potential pain for the troops, ma'am. What's on offer from the miners' side?
Well, they've had to match values, but as they don't have the funds, they offer a fixed percentage of the output. independently audited for a negotiable period of time.
That could be a huge revenue stream, Ma'am, but difficult to audit and subject to lots of cheating.
Yes, it's a problematic offer. The owner's one is not much better, really, because looking at the small print, it's very woolly on the collateral damage cover.
My recommendation, Ma'am, at this stage is that we meet with both sides. We play the neutral third party, whilst of course gaining intelligence. They'll all have spies looking at both offices, recording who enters and leaves, etc., but it won't tell them any more than they already know. The rumour on the street is we may be in competition with the Friedlanders. Word is that they are hungry for something after that Plutino fiasco. I heard they lost quite a few troops due to a navigation error. The poor bastards froze to death waiting for a pickup. That being said, they would still be a very tough opponent.
I also think we need to message Chris on the A-Causial channel. She might be able to shed further light on the underlying tensions behind this dispute.
So you've contacted Nervous. As you said, we're going to have to arrange a physical meeting. Perhaps we could get Alex and Cheryl to go to the exchange and run that meeting. That would allow us to run this end of the operation without a couple of days' delay. We could use Doily to transport them to Aspodal, 16 Psych Habitat. It might also diffuse the tension between those guys. Kill two birds with one stone, so to speak.
It might be like pouring petrol on a fire whilst trying to extinguish the flames. Doily's quite a character and is as stubborn as those two.
Well, no harm in trying, and we need to follow the money fast. Nervous is the only man for this job. You know him. We're not going to get the information online, so it's a physical meeting or nothing. Could they get to him tomorrow?
It's just possible. They would have to leave in the next 2 hours. It's 10 hours each way at the moment, and that's at fast boost. We have the ice and the reactors fueled, so we are good to go.
Okay, I agree. Let's get that tactic in play. In the meantime, I'll set up meetings with both potential clients and at least start the process. Yana, could you contact the dynamic duo and get them down to the ultra-fast picket ASAP, please?
My pleasure. Do you want to get them the barf bags?
No, I think we'll let Doily tell them the bad news.
This episode was produced by Melanie Blizzard and written by Melanie Blizzard. The voices you heard were Barry Howarth playing Boy and Maurice, Helen Akandeo playing Alex and Sharo, Joanne Oliver playing Rudy, Priya Shah playing Chris, Robert Gettens playing Slim, Vivian Braybrook playing Gander and McAllister, Vivian Broadbent playing Ghost and Jacinta. Angel and May is produced by a not-for-profit actors group. Any funds contributed via Patreon will be 100% allocated to future productions.